The Apple of Eden, the Sword of Eden, the Shroud of Eden. When it comes to the pieces of Eden in the Assassin's Creed universe, there are a lot. And for any newcomer, it becomes quite difficult for him or her to distinguish between each and every major type of it. But worry not, because in this video, I will try to explain the origins and functions of each and every piece of Eden, provided that it's a major one and appears in the story. So, without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Coming up with the most common known piece of Eden, the Apple of Eden. In the Assassin's Creed universe, there are a total of 9 to 10 pieces of Eden that we actually saw in the games, but the actual number ranges in between 30 to 36. But it's just a speculation. Among the apples we saw, a few of them are Apple number 1, which was used by Isu to control early humans and was later recovered by Altair, then Ezio, and then later hidden in a temple in AC Revelations. The second apple was used by Rodrigo Borgia, then Ezio, and briefly Desmond in the modern day. It's the same apple that Ezio hides in the Colosseum. Apple number 4 was found by Napoleon in Assassin's Creed Unity and then was later recovered by Arno in the DLC Dead Kings. Apple number 5 was used for the vault in Siva in AC Origins. Then later in the DLC The Curse of the Pharaohs, Bayek recovered another apple which was capable of resurrecting people, or making illusions of it. Many people also include the apples that Cassandra recovers by killing each and every mythological creature, but I don't personally consider them the apples of Eden because they're not shown that much in terms of power scaling. Coming to their origin, they were created by the first civilization in an attempt to control the human race. And for that purpose, they designed the humans with control in mind, with small neurotransmitter chips implanted into them. And those chips would respond directly to the actions of the apple. But in the modern games, the apple has been sidelined, and now we focus on other pieces of Eden. Now we have the Swords of Eden. The origins are also pretty much similar to the apples of Eden, but with a twist. They were not created to control the humans, but were indeed created by the Isu to aid them in combat. There isn't only one type of Sword of Eden, but a lot, which we actually use in the games. The purpose of these artifacts was to give its user immense power in battle, like increased speed, strength, durability, and energy projection. But some versions of the sword had Isu DNA lock, meaning that it can be wielded only by people who have First Civilization DNA, even a small percentage of it. And there are a lot of people in history who wielded such swords. And even in the games, we can find them as hidden collectibles and use them to elevate our gaming experience. But in the main storyline, there were only 1 or 2 instances where they featured it as a central and focal point. Coming up next, we have the Shrouds of Eden. Now, this is the most least or underrated piece of Eden, which was first featured in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It might have been featured in the comics, but my knowledge is only limited to the games for this video. In the games and in the AC lore overall, it's been shown that this piece of Eden is responsible for advanced healing and possibly resurrection, because it repairs cellular damage almost instantly. But keep in mind that it cannot bring a person back from the dead, but it can repair every type of cellular damage. In the AC lore, there are only a handful of people who used it, but its most prominent use lies in 2 scenarios. The first one lies in ancient Rome during an attempt to resurrect Brutus, one of the earliest members of the Assassin Brotherhood. After his death at the Battle of Philippi in 42 BCE, the fellow members of the Hidden Ones attempted to revive him by wrapping his body in the original Shroud of Eden. When the shroud was wrapped around him, he opened his eyes for a split moment and moved his arms, but did not breathe and soon entered a second death. The shroud failed to restore life, it only stirred the body temporarily, giving us a conclusion that it cannot bring people back from the dead. The second use case lies in AC Syndicate, where the Templar Grandmaster Crawford Starrick used it to survive the deadly and fatal attacks of the Fry twins. Now let's talk about its origin. It was created by the Isu Kansas, who had powerful regenerative properties and could even heal crippling injuries. And some media also suggests that it once contained Kansas consciousness. But it is not a true resurrection device. It cannot restore a person whose soul or consciousness is gone, especially after death and decomposition. And a fun fact that it was also used on Jesus in the Assassin's Creed lore, who, after his sacrifice, allegedly had the shroud on him, but the resurrection did not occur through it. Coming to the most famous artifacts, second to the Apple of Eden, are the Staves of Eden, or singularly pronounced as the Staff of Eden. They were created by the Isu before recorded history, presumably in the 70,000 BCE era. The staves of Eden were powerful tools designed for mind control, illusion, invisibility, and in some certain cases wielded as weapons like a spear. You can also link them with sovereignty and dominion. Coming to some notable staves that we saw in the Assassin's Creed universe are the following. The first one is the Papal Staff of Eden. It was passed from Saint Peter to successive popes, used to legitimize and control the early Christian church. It had a cradle on top of it to hold the Apple of Eden to amplify its effect and open the Vatican vault, as seen in Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, where it was used by Rodrigo Borgia to open the city's vault. But unfortunately, the staff was lost to time when Ezio beat up the Pope and then left the staff there in the vault. Then we have the Imperial Scepter, the Russian staff. It was held by the royal family, presumably Tsar Alexander III and later Nicholas II. It was used by the Templars and eventually taken by Rasputin, but was later destroyed during the 1908 Tunguska event engineered by Nikola Tesla. Even though the staff was considered to be destroyed, a shard of it survived and later resurfaced in 2002. Then finally, the most important and the most recent staff of Eden, the staff of Hermes Trismegistus. I don't even need to explain its powers to you because you already know the drill. This artifact grants immortality, healing, physics manipulation, mind control, shapeshifting, and many more. And yep, it was created by the Isu Hermes and had the consciousness of Aletheia inside it. And if you don't know anything about the Isu and the backstory, make sure to watch my video on the complete Assassin's Creed timeline, and I'm sure that after watching it, you will know each and everything about the Assassin's Creed universe, so make sure to give it a go. Now let's talk about some honorable mentions. These include the Spear of Leonidas, the Sword of Deimos, the Minotaur's Axe, the Cyclops' Axe, the Ankh of Isis, and the Shape-Shifting Pendant. All of these artifacts, excluding the Spear of Leonidas, did not have any prominent role in the storyline or in any Assassin's Creed media. They were just mentioned as a pieces of Eden which the Templars are actively searching to improve or boost their agenda. And for the Spear of Leonidas, let me tell you a brief introduction about it. It was discovered by Leonidas or his ancestors in an ancient forge located on an island in Greece. And we learned that in that particular forge, all the other artifacts or weapons that I mentioned on this section of the video were forged, excluding the Ankh of Isis and the Shape-Shifting Pendant. Which, if you are curious, then let me tell you. The Ankh of Isis was similar to the Shroud of Eden but was capable of resurrecting people from the dead. And for the Shape-Shifting Pendant, well, as the name suggests, it gave the people the ability to shapeshift. And these were all the pieces of Eden that you need to know in the Assassin's Creed universe. I know I missed a lot others, but trust me, a full feature video will come in the future explaining each and every piece of Eden, so stay tuned. But this video was only for those people who want to refresh their knowledge about the Assassin's Creed series. And I hope that you're now clear. We'll meet in another interesting and amazing video. Till then, take care and goodbye.